So, we're back here. We installed the Tau, we connected everything up, the Tau is working, we've got lights, we showed that if you've got the metronome running that you can hear drums, and if you start Eigen D up, initially you have a piano sound. Okay, so that's actually a very good way to start learning the Eigenharp.
With the piano?
With the piano. Why is that? It's because one of the cool things about the Eigenharp, is probably one of the reasons why you bought it, is that the keys can move in 3 dimensions, so they can go up, down, left, right, and in and out for pressure. With the piano, the only thing that has expression attached to it is your initial attack. So you can get comfortable with the keys without the sound going all over the place, right? Because the keys are so sensitive. If you use another sound to get started, it can be very, very strange and very disconcerting in the beginning, because everything moves around and difficult to keep it in pitch, in tune. So it started off with the piano sound, and so the way the Eigenharp works is that you always play with 4 fingers together. So it moves up from the top left here, from me. So for you it would be top left there, right? It moves up from here. Mm-hmm. Then it goes all the way up like that. So let me just show that. So you put your finger here. Then you go to the next row. Okay. Okay. So you basically have 2 octaves just here. So do, do, then you move up again. Oops. Do. Okay. So 2 octaves just here. Likewise, the keys also continue in that direction. So you have, and then if you move 4 spaces, you move 4 again, 4 again. Okay. So this means that you can play where it's most comfortable to play a certain melody, because you've got repeated notes. Yeah?
That's your choice.
Yes, so you've got this note is it's repeated here, right? Because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that way and that way is actually sort of the same thing. So it kind of moves in those 2 directions. You want to try?
Sure.
So that's another thing, how to hold the Eigenharp. There is, you've got this area here at the bottom where you can basically easily grab hold with your hand without touching the keys. But be careful not to touch these keys, because they will change how the instrument is configured.
Oh.
That's because of your long nails. Yes, very good. So, one thing, and that's probably because I'm a guitar player, I had this training from the beginning on the guitar neck. One thing that I do is as on a guitar neck, I use my thumb in the back like this, and I curve my hand around. If you don't do that when playing in this position, you accidentally touch the other keys, right? So if you play like this, you will start touching the other keys. So it's a good idea to try to actually move everything out a little bit. And so one of the nice things also is that if you find a little pattern, so if you see this is Do, so the root note of your scale, and this is also Do, if you move it up, it will always be 1 octave apart. Just as this is a fifth. This will always be a fifth, always the same interval. This makes it quite easy to learn chords, so you can typically a chord is you kind of jump over each note, so typical do. So we're in Europe, so I'm saying do, in English it would be C. So do, re is not part of the chord, so mi, fa, F is not part of the chord, sol, G. So that's a chord. And then A, la is not part of the chord, B, C is not part of the chord, and then I've got do, C, C again. So this is a chord. This is a major chord because it's C major. Okay.
Each time is the same
shape.
shape.
It's always the same shape, and the nice thing is, because this is now, so I haven't changed anything, I'm just started playing, right? It is, if you know a little bit about music theory, just a little bit, this is configured in the scale of C major, right? So it's like on a regular piano keyboard, you only have the white keys, you don't have any of the black keys, it's only the white keys. You can change that, but when you start with the Eigenharp and you start Eigen D up, it's only the white keys. So the nice thing about that is you don't have to think about how you have to play your chords, for example. So this is C major, but if I move to mi, so E in English, it will be E minor. Here this is a minor chord, because this interval here is automatically a minor third. This is major.
And how to do?
I don't have to do anything. That's the nice part about this.
No, how to do E major?
E major, then you have several options. Either you change this to not be in one particular scale, but to have also all the black keys of the piano, so that you have all the keys available. Or you move to another scale. You can move, for example, to the E major scale. But I'll show you that afterwards. Yes. So you want to try out a chord shape, like I said. So you press down your finger here, and this one. Yes. Then the next above. This one, move it one above. Yes. That's one chord. Yes. And typically you put your pinky here also for the last part. So, do, do, mi, sol, do. Yes. So that's if you in a major scale, so this is C major, you will have automatically all the chords that are part of that scale by not having to think about it. Let's now, because you asked the question, what do you do if you have to play in E major, right? Mi major? Then you can use some of the functionalities of the Eigenharp Tau here to switch between different configurations. So, you see these switches here? They allow you to change what is going on. So I've got this first switch on this section of 4 switches that is, in the beginning, is the only one that is active, right? Okay, this one is active, I can use it. The other ones I will explain when you can use them. Let's first start with this one. So this one allows you to change a bunch of things. It allows you to change the instruments, but we're not thinking about that now. We were talking about changing the scale in which you're playing, right? So I want to change the root note of a scale. So this is C. It's already major scale. I want to change to E major, for example. I can press this key and then I press on this button, I think. I'm just guessing because it's either one of these two. Because on the alpha it's a bit different. I think it's this one. No, see, this is I'm wrong. This allows you to change the actual scale you're playing. So it's put on. It's now highlighting that it's a major scale. Let's go to the other one. So this one, so right next to it, is the root note of the scale. So you can see that the first.
What did you do to?
So I pressed on this switch, and then you actually select basically the light that you want. So this one. To the bottom right, if you're playing. So if you're looking at
yes, but
so this one is
if
the
you
scale.
put the wrong
you just
button.
let it go and you press again.
Oh, okay.
So if you can switch between this any way you want. Okay.
Okay.
So let's go to this one. Right, this one. It has 12 lights that are highlighted. Yes. So this is C, C sharp, D, D sharp, so Do, Do dièse, Ré, Si, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C. Okay? So now if I want to go to E, donc Mi major, so this is C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, I press here. And then I go back to the instrument. So this is the instrument that I was playing. I will talk about the others afterwards, but this is the piano, right? So now this is an E. Right? This is now E major. So if I go back to this one and I select C again, right? What was it? This one, right? No, this one. Want to try? Put it back in C. So you press the first switch here. Typically, what you do is you keep the tau in balance with your left hand, right? And you use one finger to press on the switch. No, one of the others.
Okay.
Yes, press. And then the other finger to select. So you want to select this second one here. This one, no, the other one. That one. Press down harder. Yes, let go. Okay? So now you can see again those 12 lights.
Okay.
Then you
So
go
C.
to C. Press harder. Just tap it. There you go.
Okay.
Then you press on the switch
So you
again.
have to tap and not
Yes.
just
Yes.
on.
Yes. If you do it very gently, it will not do it on purpose, so that you can't accidentally brush against it.
Okay.
So then you press on the switch again with the other finger, it's easier.
Okay.
Keep it down, and then you select the instrument. Tap. There you go. And now you're back in C. Okay?
Okay.
So that is to change the root note of the scale, right? And we're going to finish with going to a different scale, which is, so we were playing in major scales. Now we're going to finish by playing into chromatic scales. What does that mean? It means that you can play all the black keys on the piano also, right? But it means that your range reduces. What do I mean is, this is quite large. Imagine that in the middle here, each time I'm adding a key, it means that I will reduce the range by half. Okay? So if you go to the quick reference guides that I mentioned before, what? I'll just have to find it, but if you look in the quick reference guide, let me just go to the index. So you've got here page 10 is scales tonic, right? So if you go to page 10, so page 10, scale controls, so you can see here, so those are the 4 scale controls, and those are the tonics that we changed, so from C, those 12 lights. And these are the 8 scale controls that I selected accidentally in the beginning, right? And you can see that there are 8 scales that are available. So you've got major, harmonic minor, melodic minor, chromatic, blues, pentatonic, diminished, and whole tone. You can change these, but let's keep it simple for now. Let's just focus on the ones that are already available. And we want to go to the chromatic scale. So you can see that the 4th key is actually the chromatic scale. So once more, we use this switch here, right? Let's press on the switch. And instead of using the 2nd key, I'm using the 1st one, right? and I get these 8 lights that allow me to switch to another scale. So this was major, these are minor scales, and this is the chromatic scale. And so if I switch back to my instrument now, right, I've got those notes in the middle. But this means that the range is much smaller, right? But I have, you know, all the half notes in between. But it also means that your chords change. So you can't just do this anymore. You'll have to, this is the first 3 notes are these. But it allows you to, for example, ask, like you asked, so this is a major chord. I can switch to a minor chord directly. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to go back to major? So you press the first switch there. Go to the
second.
No, the first one.
The first one?
Yes. Let go. And then you press the first button at the top, which is major. That's good. And then you press on the switch again with another finger and you select the first instrument.
Piano.
Yes, and that's piano. And now you're back to the major scale. Perfect. So that's a little overview of how to get started with the piano sound. How to change your tonics and your scales. And so that's it for the second lesson. Any questions about that? Is it clear?
Clear.
Okay, cool. Well, see you next time.